Hiya too. I hope you're okay and you're getting on with this work brilliantly at home. And I just want to say that I think you're all doing absolutely amazing. You're superheroes yourself, aren't you, at home? Getting on with all this learning. I can see how hard you're all trying, and it's making me so happy. So well done to all of you children at home, um, doing this, and our key worker bubble at school as well, getting on with this. You're amazing. So what we've done so far with our English is we've read the story, we've had a look at the vocabulary, which are the words that we were unsure of, and we wrote down the meaning of those words. We have done our story map, and we have learnt some actions for the story. So I want you to keep doing the actions for the story, okay? And I want you to keep looking at that story map. What we're going to do today is we're going to have a look at these questions here. So we've done all this vocabulary work here, and I want us to have a look here. It's a bit of a reading challenge, and it's about answering these questions in full sentences. So you'll have to reread the story again to make sure you can answer these questions. So let's have a look at the first question. What is special about Joe, Raja, and Sammy? So what do we think is special about Joe, Raja, and Sammy? Pause this video and have a chat to your grown up at home, or your brother or your sister or somebody close to you. And if you're in the classroom, pause this video and talk to the person next to you about what is so special about Joe, Raja, and Sammy. Okay, have we had a think about that? What do we think is so special about them? So I might write in my sentence, I think Joe, Raja, and Sammy are all special because they have superpowers. I might write that in a sentence. So that might be my sentence. So we could do that together now. We could do question one together, and then I'll let you get on with the rest of them. So I might write, I think Joe, and I'm going to put a comma here. Can you see that comma that I've just put? Because I'm starting a list of names. And can you see here, I haven't just written Joe like that. I've put a capital letter, haven't I, for Joe. Joe, comma, Raja, and Sammy. I think Joe, Raja, and Sammy are special because, so I'm going to use a subordinate injunction there. So I'm giving a reason why I think they're special. I'm using a full sentence for this question answer. I think Joe, Raja, and Sammy are special because they all have superpowers. What do I need at the end of my sentence? Full stop. Well done. I think, so that now that I've written my sentence, I'm going to read it again to make sure that it makes sense. I think Joe, Raja, and Sammy are special because they all have superpowers. So I'm just going to check that question again here. What is special about Joe, Raja, and Sammy? And I know I've answered that with a full question. Okay, well done. Question two, I don't want you to do, because if you remember, or yesterday we took out this part of the story. The story talks about Raja's family, who is in her family. We took this part of information out of the story, didn't we? So I'm going to attach this story again so you can read it at home. Describe what you think Joe's house is like. What do we think Joe's house is like? We need to go back and read what we think her house might be like, don't we? So I'm going to find that here. I'm going to get that up ready. So we've got our playground rescue work here, and I'm going to have a look at it because we want to reread it to find out what we think Jo's house, what do we predict Jo's house is going to be like. It might not give us loads of detail about her house, it might just give us a little bit of detail. So it says here, it was an ordinary day. Jo was on her own in the backyard, kicking a football into the makeshift goal that she'd once scratched into the wall with a sharp stone. Okay, so I'd like you to talk to the person next to you about what you think her house might be like. That's the only information it's giving you about her house there. It's saying that she's got a backyard. So some of you might have a backyard. It's saying a backyard, so that's not a garden, is it? Okay. Have a think about that now. Talk to the person next to you about what you think Jo's house might look like. Okay, have a think about that. So I've had a little look at an image of a backyard here. So this is what we might think it might look like. I thought, oh, I'll just have a look at some images so you can see what a backyard. And she could have drawn her makeshift girl in stone onto this wall here, couldn't she? That's what she could have done. Maybe, possibly. We don't know, do we? So what do we think Jo's house is like? Describe what we think it's like. So we could write here, I think it is a small house with a backyard, because she's had to make a goal, hasn't she? She's drawn it with stone, so it must mean that the garden isn't that big because she's had to draw it on the wall with some stone. So that's what your prediction could be here. So then we've got question 4. A park is the setting for the story. Can you describe this setting? I want you to use a full sentence for this, and I want you to think about what a park looks like. So think about a time you've been to the park, and what do you think that setting? Can you describe it? So you could write the setting, the story is set in a park. The park has, and list all the things the park has in it. How do you think the crowd at the bottom of the climbing frame felt when the child had been rescued? So for question 5, I want you to write, I think that the crowd felt, and how they felt. Okay? Would you like to be a superhero? This is a really important question. Would you like to be a superhero? Yes, I would like to be a superhero because. No, I don't want to be a superhero because. So I want both of those sentences to have the word because in them. Why would you want to be a superhero, and why wouldn't you want to be a superhero? So I don't want you to just write yes, and I don't want you to just write no. I would like you to write, I would like to be a superhero because. Let's have a look. We've skipped a couple of questions here, but that doesn't matter because you're going to do them yourself. I would like to be a superhero because. And why do you want to be a superhero? I'm going to have, what have I done here? I would like to be a superhero because I'm going to have my sentence here. I want to help people. Okay? Because what you're going to be doing eventually is you're going to be inventing your own superhero and changing one of the characters in the story to your own superhero. So I want you to have a think about why you'd like to be a superhero, okay? And write that sentence. Let's have a look if there's any more questions to do. I think that was it. Yeah, it was. So there are 6 questions, but there are actually only 5 because we're not going to do question 2, okay? So have a go at doing that now and share with me on WeDoc, or just fill it in your pack and you can hand that in when it's time to hand in these work packs. But yeah, keep watching the story with actions as well. That'd be amazing to carry on with that. But well done, everybody. I'm really proud of the work that you're doing so far. And remember to write in full sentences, okay? Not just one word. Full sentence, the best you can do, okay? Try your best. Remember, we need finger spaces. We need capital letters at the start of our sentence, and we need a full stop at the end of our sentence, okay? So try your hardest with that work, okay? Finger spaces in between each word, okay? And reread it to make sure it makes sense. So once you've written your sentence, think, I need to just check that that makes sense. I need to check that the sentence I just said out loud and wrote down makes sense, okay? Have a go at that though. Well done. You're all amazing, and remember, you're all superheroes too, okay? See you later. Bye.